Welcome back to the cottage farmstead. My name is Nathan Vanette, and I'm here with my in-laws or outlaws, Mr. and Mrs. Kilby. We're over at the wellhead.
He's the outlaw.
We noticed a couple weeks back that the water was starting to smell. And Mr. Kilby, what was it that we were smelling?
Hydrogen sulfide.
Hydrogen sulfide.
H2S.
H2S apparently. So we are shocking the well with some bleach, getting it recirculated, making sure to get the pipe as wet going down to the water level as well, and just keep that recirculating, as that should counteract that bacteria that is causing that aroma. So hopefully we'll have success. It just took 1 gallon of bleach. What was the percentage that it had to be?
5 to 7%.
So 5 to 7% bleach is what we were looking at for. We got that, and hopefully it will work. We found this particular bacteria was in the well by getting a test through South Carolina DHEC. So that was very helpful just to get that analysis. Part of the reason we were doing that is to see if there was any E. coli or other types of bacteria so that we know how to properly treat the well, but then also filter it as well for future use. Well, we are back at it again, working on electrical. So we got the big cable, which is for hooking up the 200 amp service from not Duke Energy, from our electrical provider to our main panel inside.
Cut. Start over.
Well, we're back at it again today.
Cut.
Again? Oh, man. What you doing, Mr. Kilby?
I don't know.
Looks like you're
Having a big time.
I can see that, having a bunch of fun with that monkey business there. Well, we're hoping to get all the wires into the panel itself. We won't strip it yet, but that way it's just neater, tidier, and easier for the inspector to come and take a look at what's happening and hopefully see that we semi-know what we're doing and all that. Sometimes those lock nuts can be a stickler. But we're getting all the wires locked into the box and wrapped around inside. That way it's neat and tidy, easy to see. We labeled all the ends of all the wires. So that's our smoke detector, water heater, we have basement lights, and then our hall wire right here. And this is going to be our generator panel, which will be hooked up to our main panel. But we have a generator line from this, which is a big black cord, going up. There's Mr. Kilby, out in that general direction. What are some details, Mr. Kilby, that you look for on the wire before you put them into the power box?
Well, I like to get them as straight and uniform as possible. It makes it easier to feed through the clamps. It makes a neater job.
Mm-hmm.
And also, when you're pulling the wires to all the rooms and circuits, we put the name on the end of the wire, so when it comes time to install the devices and turn the power on to each circuit, we eliminate the guesswork and save a lot of time trying to figure out which breaker turns on what circuit.
I have been there and done that. So words of wisdom. The more you think through up front, hopefully the less headache you have down the road. So we just finished getting all the wires through the grommets up there, tightened up all the lock nuts. Since we are not doing any sheetrock, we don't have to worry about stripping out the wires or anything. So at this moment, we just zip tied the wire in a couple of areas to keep it nice and tight in the box. That way when the inspector comes, he can look at it unimpeded, or as much, looking at the electrical box.
Shim in the door.
Shim in the door? That sounds like dangerous work.
It's better than shimmy in the tree.
Very true. So we got the deadbolt and the doorknob installed. We're now just getting it nice and tight so that when you close it, it's a tight fit there. Nice even gap all the way around the door, so hopefully it will be well sealed. And look there! We now have a door to a hole in the ground, which eventually will have a staircase. So with the well, we ended up pumping out what we think was about half of the volume of water, as it's been a while since we have used any water out of the well. So the stagnant water definitely does not help the bacteria count. So we're hoping just by the natural refreshing from the different aquifers will help to replenish it with better water. So it smells a lot better, still a little bit of the sulfide, but that mixed with bleach, so hopefully the bleach keeps on working. So with the door itself was out of square, so we had to redo this edge here. We got the hinges installed, but we'll need to patch some different areas on the back side of the door. Bottom of the door doesn't matter quite as much because we'll have the sweep on it, but the top of the door we need to have it squared. That way we can square it to the jamb properly. So that's what we did. We cut the top square, and now we have this piece to install, which should get us back into shape. This door has definitely proved to be a little bit challenging. We ended up cutting off some from the side here, some from the top, and adding a piece to both sides. Just trying to make it as square to the frame as possible, which you can see, nice even gap there. The hinges fit. We will need to put a floor sweep on it and go ahead. You can see here we have a plug this, then we'll be ready to move those holes over to the left, re-drill those. And I think at that point, we should be close to being able to get hardware on this door, refinish it, repaint it, and we'll be good to go. Similarly, we will need to do some remodifications to the front door. You can see there's, this is just sitting in there. There's a light gap up top. For the most part, it is square. It might be off a little bit, but primarily it'll be the hinge side and the doorknob side. We'll need to strip some off of each side, probably glue another piece on there. That way it just cleans it up, but we love that old door. I believe that one came out of an old craftsman's house. So just to see old pieces, yes, it is a lot of additional work, but to give it new life in our old, hopefully, old looking new farmhouse. And then down in the basement, we worked on the basement door going to the exterior. Oh, wow. It is so much cooler down here now that we have the door closed up, which is wonderful. We put a 15 light door here, which is great with all the natural light, but ended up having to pour a cement threshold right here, as there was a gap here between the framing and where the concrete was poured. So that just hopefully will solidify that and also stiffen that threshold plate to have a long-lasting effect for us. You do need to frame a stairway going up there, but hopefully that won't be too much. And this door is nice and square. All the hardware is installed and worked and ready to go. Well, thank you for joining us today on this beautiful day. It's been nice that we've been getting a break from the extreme temperatures. Humidity's a little bit lower, making it a little bit more endurable to work out here. I smelled the well. It's smelling a whole lot better, so we're greatly encouraged that the shocking of the well worked. Now we're in the process of finalizing what type of filtration system we want for that. Then we're just on to one more door, the front door, followed by working on the chimney, and we should be ready for rough and inspection, hopefully in about a week. See you next time.